The Clean Energy Regulator exists to accelerate carbon abatement. It manages, reduces and offsets carbon emissions while promoting investment in renewable energy to help Australia reach net zero. It is an independent Australian government statutory authority.
It's also one of Australia's biggest hypocrites.
3, 2, 1.
The Clean Energy Regulator presides over our rush to net zero, mate. They manage the corporate reporting on greenhouse gas emissions, energy production and energy use. They oversee emission baselines to Australia's largest industrial facilities to ensure that emissions are reduced over time. They issue Australian carbon credit units for emissions reduction and carbon farming projects.
Okay.
They create a marketplace that gives overseas renewables investors certainty through transparency, risk reduction and commercial certainty, unlike what the Australian people have.
Yeah, not joking.
All while wreaking havoc on remnant forests, cutting a swathe through 1,000-year-old trees and destroying critical habitat and protected wildlife along the way. The very same people.
Yep. Just unbelievable.
So today, mate, we're going to talk about the Clean Energy Regulator's hypocrisy. We're going to show it and we're going to highlight it.
Nice. Nice. I like the sound of that.
So when a massive New South Wales farm was purchased last year, reconfigured from a cattle farm into a carbon credit capture plantation and given the honour of being the first registered nature repair market biodiversity project.
Sounds like a right wank.
It's a CAC.
Yeah, it's a wank.
A new platform for trading carbon certificates. Let's take a look at what's going on at the Kupla station.
We're here today at the Kupla station, which is the first project registered under the nature repair market. So Kupla Biodiversity Project is such a great example and it's really important for a number of reasons. So it's really important for the biodiversity outcomes that it can achieve here. So this property, from what we understand, is a cattle property. It had a lot of significant clearing that was done towards the end of World War II, and it's been used as a cattle station since then. So that means that a lot of the land has been cleared and the ecosystem has been changed as a result of that, which has flow-on effects. The replanting method is looking at that reference ecosystem. It's looking at what the land was in that undisturbed state. It's going beyond that. You're looking at potentially, 60 to 100 different species that you're going to be planting in this land through your canopy cover, through your mid-story, through your ground cover. And the opportunity of stacking with the ACCU scheme means that not only are you achieving sequestration and biodiversity with the same project on the same land, you've also got some of the confidence and the financial backing of the ACCUs.
The nature repair market, it provides a certificate-based mechanism for investing in nature repair and environmental improvement projects. And the methods are set up to be highly transparent. So there's a really high integrity bar there and therefore a lot of trust in the system.
The legislation, you have the method, you have this idea of a scheme and the great things that can achieve. But having a project registered, a tangible project that's there, can actually show people it is possible to participate in this market. And the more this project goes on and the more momentum we get in the market, the more you'll be able to see the actual changes that these can drive.
When we had the opportunity to be the first nature repair market project, we jumped at it. We had to do our own due diligence on whether this was the right scheme to do nature repair under, and yes, it was. When you come to Kupla and you see how big this place is and the scale of potential to prove what we want to show here, and the biodiversity conservation value is so enormous. When you look up into the hills and you can see the rainforest and the open woodland down here in the valley, the potential to realise biodiversity conservation outcomes is huge here. And so when we came on site, we realised this was that perfect nexus of good agricultural sustainable outcome with good carbon sequestration and rainfall and an extremely good biodiversity conservation outcome.
The nature repair market was actually designed not just with science, but with transparency in mind. And so this is to help drive confidence in the market. It's to help with the looking to invest in the biodiversity certificate. And so they have the biodiversity register, and so much information goes on there. You've got the project plan, the site assessment report, even their ongoing reporting and monitoring reports that show the progress of the project will be available on the register. So people will be able to see these projects developing in real time. They'll be able to see the changes that are happening over there. And that's so powerful to give people confidence.
I think anyone who's looking to invest in natural capital, whether it'll be on their own land or on land they're going to purchase, or working together with a landowner as a project developer, should be looking at nature repair market as an avenue for revenue. That's not to rule out smaller projects. Each property is its own, has its own dimensions, and even within this property there, on each of our projects, there's 4 or 5 different parts of that project that we treat economically differently. We chose the nature repair market as our platform of choice because it is a federal government scheme administered by the government, and therefore we think it has the most longevity and the best integrity.
So they understand that clearing land does change the ecosystem, of which they're trying to restore and destroy at exactly the same time.
And make crap loads of money.
Biggest bunch of hypocrites going around, mate. While waffling on about the environment, they finally get to the nub of the issue, Australian carbon credit units that give the project financial backing.
And a frigging lot of financial backing.
We'll get to that, but what's it about?
It's all about moolah.
All about the cash. The ACCU is highly transparent and therefore trusted. Something that the federal government has put together that is transparent and trusted.
Transparency.
Doesn't feel that to us. So why should it be to international corporations?
Yeah. Why?
Exactly.
Why is it always international?
Why do they get?
It's very, very seldom does it like Australian companies, isn't it?
Exactly right. That's unlike the Clean Energy Regulator, who uses smoke and mirrors as their structured project roadmap and are therefore met with scepticism from those who scratch the surface. Because underneath the surface, mate, scammers.
You always find them.
I love that Silver Capital tried to make it about the environment. RAF had a real crack there at making it sound like it was about biodiversity and nature.
It sounded all right at first.
But at the end of the day, it's not about caring for the planet. The smirk on his face tells you it's really about
It's all
Spandula.
about, yeah, definitely.
They didn't jump at it to contribute to a better planet. They jumped at it because of the potential of making a lot of money. And then they go full sales pitch and push their new scam marketplace, mate. Why do we need another marketplace?
I know.
But we've done it. As Raf said, anyone looking to invest should look at the nature repair market as an avenue for revenue.
Because there's a lot heading your way if you do it.
There is.
Not right away, though.
No, it'll come though. Not as a nature lover, as an avenue for revenue. At the end of the day, a biodiversity certificate on the nature repair market can fetch up to $800,000 per unit. 800 grand. The first unit for this property is expected to be issued in 25 years at a much greater value than 800,000. And what they're doing is breaking the farm down. The first unit is issued to 450 hectares. There's 20,000 hectares.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of units.
Yeah.
Yep. So you do the math, you work out what it is that they're going to work out. So when you stop and think, you think this is all about the environment. It's not, mate.
No.
It's about cash.
I mean, would they be doing it if they weren't going to be getting a crap load of money at the end of the day?
They're not doing it to save the planet.
No.
That's for sure. And remember, this is stacked on top of carbon credit.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
Same tree, same plot of land.
Yep. So they get lots of money for the carbon credits, and then they get a second wham for the
year
in 25 years. So they'll get that carbon credit one.
No, 25 years.
Is that 25 years as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been sooner because
I think they can claim some of it after 5 years.
But that doesn't even make
right.
Yeah, because that doesn't make much sense. Because I mean, when a plant starts growing, that's when it starts consuming carbon.
Yeah, I think I'll check and put it down the bottom. I think it's from 5 years on that they can actually claim something. At the end of the day, though, it's a dead set double dip, mate.
Yeah.
They're taking money for this, and they're taking money from this, and it's the same tree.
So where do the cattle go, or do they just get slaughtered?
Cattle aren't there anymore.
Well, they slaughtered them. What did they
I
do?
don't know. They've slaughtered them.
Yeah.
They've moved them to another farm.
Okay.
You'd hope. They chose the nature repair market because it's federal government scheme. They believe this gives it the most longevity and the most integrity. And the contract they've taken for this scheme is 100 years. Oof. Yeah, exactly right. But Raf, come on, mate. The federal government and integrity do not go hand in hand. Not for the average Joe anyway. Maybe it does for the rich and greedy, but it doesn't for you,
not
and
for
it
me.
doesn't for me. So at the end of the day, they're removing farmland and replacing it with trees, while they remove trees and replace them with renewable energy, mate. What is going on?
And a lot of trees has come down in Queensland,
Exactly right. Far more than they
It's
get a able
terrible.
to plant. Can anyone see a pattern here? Do you reckon?
Yeah. Certainly a pan.
It's almost 100,000 hectares in just 3 projects recently, and that's just for a start. Woodside purchased sheep and cattle farms covering 8,000 hectares to convert to carbon offsite projects. Woodside had to make these purchases to placate shareholders who rejected the Woodside Climate Action Plan as being too slow. The pressure is now on for Woodside to accelerate the plan through additional purchases of properties to convert to carbon offset projects.
Now, is Woodside, who's the one that bought in the Western Territory?
That's
Western Australia.
Yeah, that's
the
Woodside.
big, massive one.
Petroleum. Yeah. Gas.
Yeah.
Yep. Real estate agents said it's like a gold rush. More than a dozen companies, all big polluters, are looking for properties in Australia to establish carbon offset projects.
Just such a con, man.
Now, here's the bit that's going to kill your hair, mate. Both the WEF and the UN shape, encourage, and track large corporation climate action plans, acting as global platforms for corporate commitments and frameworks through programs such as their Race to Zero.
And we know they're all fair and above board,
Yeah.
like for the people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
In Australia, ASIC then set standards and enforced mandatory climate and sustainability reporting compliance.
Too many words.
Shareholders have a say and a vote on climate action plans, and climate action plans can affect the stability of a share price as well as the dividends paid. So it's all about investment, bonuses, and bullshit. It's about cash again, mate.
So cash it in and then cash it in again.
So big business is controlled by outside factors and then forces its will onto others so as to avoid financial repercussions, because they can't afford to hurt their bottom line.
No, of course not.
They've got to look after their shareholders.
They've got to look after them and their shareholders.
They've got to look after their massive bonuses, mate, because that's far more important than diversity or nature. Do not be con to people. This is not about the planet. This is about cash again.
As usual.
As
That's
usual.
what it's always about, mate.
It is. It's a joke. Let us know what you think, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.